So I'm hoping that now we can all come to a general consensus that the President of the United States is profiting from the presidency, which is against the law, it's against the Constitution, it's against all ethics. That can not be disputed. So I'm going to post up on the screen just some small, because I'm paying attention to since the inception of his presidency, this current administration's time of being, since the inception, the corruption is at an all-time high. I mean, not to mention just the insider trading, the gifts from foreign territories, um, the crypto scams, the embezzling, the money laundering of all sorts. All of these things are being tallied up, and we can't pretend like they're not happening. I mean, this guy is not only profiting from the presidency, but he's also enriching his family as well, securing that they also have. I mean, just alone, his son has inherited more than he did from his father. I mean, I think he got like don't quote me too much. I think like $500 million or something from his father. What about other presidents? Yeah, we can talk about past administrations too. I've been critical of Biden, but in behind the scenes, in secret. But this is just such a blatant um extortion of power and of privilege that it just can't go without being criticized. The president of the United States he has been since inception scamming the American people out of their money, out of our resources, and just taking everything that he can from us, from Medicaid, Social Security, um, basic necessities like education, proper education for kids, students, proper human decency, human rights for migrants, especially given the fact that he himself has had a kid with a illegal migrant who only got a visa, Einstein visa, let alone when he first took office. The first thing that ticked me off was the fact that this dude literally made so much money from his meme coin. And it wasn't just his meme coin, it was his meme coin, Melania's meme coin, Barron's meme coin. They all had meme coins that all went into these LLCs that were then used to, take the money out. Like this is just not, it's not rocket science. Is out there and it's public for you to see. These issues with different nations and territories, and the Ukraine and Russia fighting back and forth, and it was just a whole lot. Like him denouncing companies and raising companies. Oh, the tariffs was a big one when it first started. I think it was like a big trade war with China. He went to this trade war with China, and they were like what, at 110% at one point. Like, oh, we're gonna raise the tariffs to 110%. And he was saying all this crazy stuff. And people didn't know what was going on. People, it was so much going on in such a short span of time that people were so confused. But what was happening was he was saying all this to manipulate the stock market. And then he was riding the dips and the highs and the lows and all that other stuff. And him and his backing, his donors, as well as people in his party, were profiting from all of this information. Marjorie Taylor Greene being a big one. Um, because she profited heavily from this information as well, which she doesn't want to mention. She never mentions that. And now she's on the opposing side, which is great. I want to give everybody grace a little bit, but we can't pretend that this shit has not happened. People were okay taking advantage of people as long as they were getting a slice of the pie. Now that people aren't getting what they wanted, they want to turn face. You can't ride two sides of the coin. I mean, I guess people say, "Oh, it's a W for us," but you know, still needs to be held accountable for the actions that have been caused. A lot of people put energy into this project to get it started. Now that it's rambling, people are trying to stop the train that they helped start it. It's just so funny to me. But you have Trump in his meme coin scam. Then you have Trump in he went in he manipulated the stock market with this trade war that he was going on and dealing with Russia. I mean with China. Then it goes into what was that? Oh, he was promoting. Well, because Elon helped him get the presidency, so he had to try and find a way to get Elon his money back. Like, how do you get bro money back? So then you start seeing this promotion of Tesla. I'm just going off of my recollection, just remembering from when he won till now, the things that he has done in broad daylight, like promoting Tesla, promoting all of these big ass companies. But Tesla was the biggest one because Elon went to bat for him. He spent a lot of money, so he had to make sure that Elon got his money's worth. So he did a whole promotion on the White House lawn, promoting Tesla, talking about how he's going to buy a Tesla, all this craziness, just embezzling. That's blatant, using the highest office in the land to promote a company. And this guy will go on to end up being a trillionaire. The United States, us Americans should sue the United States for that solely. Just for the fact that they are literally pushing down our throats Tesla. They're forcing a company down our throats when people don't have proper drinking water, in residential areas where people don't have adequate trash cleanup, sidewalks are completely destroyed, potholes everywhere. Um, people don't have proper housing, food, and stuff like that. You're promoting a Tesla. Like, what type of leader is that? But not even just that. You have the Trump phones. You have the Trump phones. You have the government contracts to his own kids. I think Eric Trump is the one who got the $625 million contract from the Pentagon, which operates off of the White House's command. They work tandem. So it's like blatant corruption out in broad daylight. I mean, they made billions. The United Arab Emirates gives $2 billion in mid 2025. An investment firm backed by the United Arab Emirates deposited $2 billion into World Liberty Financial, a cryptocurrency co-founded by the Trump family and the family of Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. Looked up Trump meme coin highest value. Like, where did it cap at? The highest value ever recorded for the official Donald Trump meme coin was $74.24. So we do 2 million times 74. Let's just be dramatic. 74 equals, that's $148 million. Let's look at tracked wallet financials. Total buyers. Roughly 2 million total wallets have bought in the token. Total of active holders. About 1.5 million wallets currently maintain active positions. Investors in the red. Roughly 1 million wallets. About 2/3 of all holders are suffering net losses, with just 58 early investors successfully cashing out with profits exceeding 10 million each. So only 58 people were able to successfully cash out on Trump's meme scam. So it's just like, why are we pretending like this is not a thing? Then I looked up Trump's cell phones. And I'm not sure exactly which Trump it is, but we're gonna put them all in the same category. Trump Mobile offers a monthly cell phone service plan for $47.45 and sells refurbished Apple and Samsung phones. The company's flagship gold smartphone, the T1, experienced significant launch delays but officially commenced shipping initial products units at the promotional price of $499. Then I looked up how many people purchased the Trump phone. So the estimates for the number of people who pre-ordered the gold Trump phone vary widely. Initial reports suggested up to 600,000 buyers paid $100 deposit. So that's what they were saying, but then they were saying that it was apparently projected that the orders were only 30,000, which came out much later. So I'm gonna stick with what they said: 600,000 buyers with the $100, since they had the ability to manipulate information. I'm just gonna go off what it was initially reported. So 600,000 paid $100. Let's do the math on that. Well, 600,000 times 100. That's 60 million. So we're at about $210 million between those two. If we were to believe those numbers, that's quarter of a billion off just the meme coins. And mind you, this is the reason why I'm not even going to is because they had so many different meme coins for the whole family. And it's just like it's just so many different scams he did. Like he was literally hiring people. Trump was actually hiring individuals to set up these scams for him because he wasn't knowledgeable enough on them. So much so that he was hiring ex-convicts, people who were knowledgeable in crypto scams, and it's a whole different array of a wide array of different um, illegal ventures that they are invested in. If you actually do the research when there are tons of people exposing it. I looked up, his government contracts with his son's government contracts, like Vulcan, and this is just some of them. Like I touched on some, but I had to pull up the screenshots because it's a lot. It's a lot. Vulcan Elements, Foundation, Future Industries, like Vulcan Elements. Let's just read this one. The Pentagon's Office of Strategic Capital issued a $620 million loan to Vulcan Elements, a rare earth magnet startup. The deal received further financial incentives from the Department of Commerce. This came only months after 1789 Capital, a venture capital firm where Donald Trump Jr. is a partner, took an undisclosed equity stake in Vulcan. Then you have Eric Trump, who is um, in Foundation Future Industries, serving as a chief strategy advisor for robotics company Foundation Future Industries, announced $24 million Pentagon contract to test Phantom. So they're just throwing all kinds of money at his kids. Kazakhstan mining project, Donald Jr. and Eric Trump took financial stakes in tungsten mining project in Kazakhstan. Like what the fuck? So they're over there fighting and stealing resources and making deals. $1.6 billion in government funding. It's just insane. It's so funny, and I can't. I'm guessing because it's like white men that it's okay. Because that's just the only thing I can think of. Because there's just no way that this kind of blatant corruption should ever be justified. I mean, it's literally out broad daylight, and no one's doing anything about it. No one's doing anything about it. We're just going to wait until the next administration comes along and figures it out. Is this what's going on? Because this is not this is not even about hating or liking. This is objectifyingly trying to figure out right and wrong. Not even trying to figure it out because it's right there in the law. Everything is there. So what are we waiting for? He should have been impeached the second he broke a law the first time. This is all treasonous behavior. So the whole thing is the fact that our leaders and the people who are supposed to be governing us, since they can't figure it out, they should all be impeached and thrown out, and everybody should have to be replaced because apparently, if you can't figure out how to stop corruption with all the powers that be, then apparently we have the wrong people in place to do so.